Just starting your day.
You could go about using the vacuum cleaner and stuff.
Yeah, no problem. Right.
You're listening to the Rebel Rebel podcast with Rory Carson. Tasha McGashdock, mission full truly Rebel Rebel, Liberate McCarson. You're listening to the Rebel Rebel podcast with Rory Carson. Tasha McGashdock, mission full truly Rebel Rebel, Liberate McCarson.
attack in 67. In the heat of Lisbon, they're fucking in the thousands to see the boys become champions in 67. In the heat of Lisbon, they're fucking in the thousands to see the boys become champions. In the heat of Lisbon, fucking in the thousands to see the boys become champions in 67. In the heat of Lisbon, fucking in the thousands to see the boys become champions.
Well, folks, what's the crack? How you all doing? Good afternoon, the Rebel Sundays, the very, very last Rebel Sundays of 2020. With myself, Ro, folks. We're here live on YouTube, also live on Facebook Live through my own personal Facebook page. Until Facebook has had enough this afternoon and fucks me off, like they have done most weeks after about an hour or so. So we'll see what happens today. We don't play too many raw tunes. They may keep me on, but sure, what's the chances that they're happening, folks? Highly unlikely. Right, just got a few wee shout outs on Facebook here first. Joseph P. McIver, yo Ro, good morning from Philadelphia, PA, up the Celtic. Happy days, good to see you all, mate, Joseph. And Niall Drain as well says, Ro, you're on your own page, not the podcast page. Well, now that's where it's been for the last lot of weeks. So I'm doing this from YouTube. I'm not allowed to broadcast live on the podcast page anymore. I've had a ban up to like January or something, so that's why I'm busy. But I'm sharing it, the stream here, onto the podcast page. So anybody goes on to it can still see the thing. So there's good few here listening live anyway. We've a few in on YouTube as well. So we've got a few wee shoutouts. See who we have on YouTube. Brian Taggart, here's another great day of Rebel tunes and Celtic win the final later, hopefully. Michael Bolton, good afternoon, Ro. How's you? Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to all the family. Yes, Mick, you, Alicia, and all the kids as well. Happy New Year to you. Mick McAdam, afternoon, Ro, and all the Celtic family. Hail, hail, hail. Joseph McGuire, Merry Christmas, big man. John Boy McAleeny, hi Ro, hope you and the family have a great Christmas and thanks for all your help this year. Not a problem. Justin McQuillan, there's a well echo. Does that sound very echoey nice still, does it? I don't know what the crack is there. Very echo. Joseph Pierce, Merry Christmas. Ro, come on the hoops, hail, hail. Martin Heaney, afternoon folks. History today, hail, hail. James Corbett, happy Christmas, mate, the family. Thanks for all the music. Is this still echoing now? Can you hear this echoing? Hold on a second. Oh, I know what I've done. Wait a minute. Well, I think we'll start off again. Does that sound a bit better now, folks? Just let me know. Right, I think we know what the problem was there. Basically, there's a lead. See, this last couple of weeks, my head's up my hole, so it is completely. Basically, that's better, happy days, right? So there's a lead goes from the desk here into the phone that's recording, and I did not basically plug the lead in. So all you would have been hearing was the microphone on the phone picking up the music in the background. So that's why it's very echoey, but hopefully it all sounds well now, folks. My apologies. Well, that's the first tune out of the way anyway, so we're not too bad. Very, very, very sorry. I knew there was something up there. People are saying that's very, very echoey. Yes, right. No. Right, happy days. There we go. Good to see all the YouTube family all tuning in here, folks. Brian Taggart. How's you, Ro? Yes, Brian, good to see you on. Justin McQuillan, afternoon as well. Right, so yes, folks, this is the very last show of 2020. Thank you all so much for tuning in to all the live podcasts throughout the year. They've been absolutely fantastic. We've had some great guests on. I'll try and get a list of them out later on, let you know who they all were, because we've had some brilliant guests on, some great interviews, some great chats. So we've had... yes, folks, as you can see, today, 2:15, Celtic kicks off against the Edinburgh Huns, known, of course, as Jammed Hearts in last year's Scottish Cup final. And if we win today, it's quadruple of trebles, folks. History is going to be made today. A quadruple of trebles. What can you say? Jesus Christ, that's amazing. So hopefully it's going to be done. James Williams, hello Ro, Scott Temperley as well. So right folks, as you can see, that today I was featuring last week Damien Quinn's brand new album, Song of the Lark. So today we had Emer McLachlan's brand new album, A Thorn in England's Side. She definitely is a thorn in England's side. She's a thorn on Facebook side anyway, so she is, because I don't like keeping her on. Kieran McConville, any chance of playing the Lurgan Ambush? We're looking at a wee look, mate, and see if we can get a copy of that there. Yes, we're going to play a few tunes from Emer's brand new album today, so go kick things off here with a special one for James Williams, who asked me for a song earlier on, looking for the Dan Rebel. So yeah, this is from Emer McLachlan's brand new studio album, A Thorn in England's Side. Emer's normally known for a lot of her real rowdy sort of songs. This album is definitely not. This album's more about the ballads. There's a few Irish Brigade songs on it. I'll give you a wee list of the track listing once this song's finished. So for James Williams, our official stat man for Celtic on the podcast here, mate. This one is spicy for you. This is Emer McLachlan with the Dan Rebel.
Night was dark and the fight had ended. The moon shone down O'Connell Street. I stood alone where brave men perished. Those men have gone, they're God to me. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country bold. He fought for Ireland and for Ireland only. The harp and shamrock, green, white and gold. The first I met was a grey-haired father, searching for his only son. I said, oh man, there's no use searching, for up to heaven your son is gone. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country bold. He fought for Ireland and for Ireland only. The harp and shamrock, green, white and gold. Bending low, I heard him say, I knew my son was too kind-hearted. I knew my son would never yield. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country bold. He fought for Ireland and for Ireland only. The harp and shamrock, green, white and gold. And the last I met was a dying rebel, bending low. I heard him say, God bless my home in dear God bless this cause for which I died. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country bold. He fought for Ireland and for Ireland only. The harp and shamrock, green, white and gold. The harp and shamrock, green, white and gold.
Yeah, there's the sound of our Emer there, folks, for you. With the Dan Rebels, played for James Williams, that one there, and that there's from Emer's brand new album, folks. She sent me a copy up during the week, and cheers, Emer, much appreciated. It's called A Thorn in England's Side, and it's not a better title for an album from Emer McLaughlin. Now just look at this, folks. If you want to get onto it, go on to Emer's Facebook page, Emer Rebel. Get yourself a copy, absolutely fantastic. I'll just give you a wee rundown. As I say, I'm going to feature the album today and go play a few songs from it. So the first song on the album is Father's Blessing, of course, song written about Joe McDonnell by Emer's dad, Jerry. And of course, the next one is Ambush at Clonoe, another song by Jerry Glacken, of course, about the ambush of up in Clonoe there by the SAS. Number 3. There's a couple of songs in this album that I just love, and I've listened to them so many times. This one's definitely one of them. The Boy from Tam Macduff, about Francis Hughes, written by Christy Moore. That's going to be getting played later on. And then Song for Marcella, of course, written by Beck McFarlane. Then Grace, Only Our Rivers Run Free. And the other song I'm going to play, I done a review of it yesterday on the Facebook page, and the love for Emer on this song, Paddy Kelly, the Prairie Dungannon, and it features Paddy's granddaughter, Katie Kelly, folks. This song will literally bring a tear to your eye listening to it. I'm going to play it later on. Basically, it's obviously Paddy Kelly was the leader of the legendary East Tyrone Brigade of the Ra, the famous Ra. They went the Lochgall and were ambushed. You never know what happened there, if a steak knife, one of them other bastards were involved in that there. But yep, brutally murdered, folks. Of course, they were going to do a job, but the way them boys were assassinated, there was no need for it, and definitely inhumane. So yeah, Paddy Kelly was killed that day in Lochgall. So this song is dedicated to him. It was written by PJ McDonald, and so Paddy's granddaughter Katie comes in and does a few verses in this song, so I'll play it later on. Then the next one is Shoot to Kill. Then the Dan Rebel, which I just played there for James Williams. Then of course The Legend, and the last one is Arthur McBride. It's a fantastic album, folks. Make sure you get yourself a copy. I can see people feeling the love here for Emer already. James Williams, it sounds nice, Emer. Peter Campbell, hello mate, hope you're well Pedro, what's the crack? Emer's just listening there now. Thomas Kennedy, afternoon people. Who come on there and said that there, Mick, it just said to me, he says, yeah, just ordered a copy off Emer yesterday, and it's like the Mick on Murder. She's like the modern day Kathleen Largy. There you go, Emer. If there's ever some praise for you, that's definitely it there, so it is. Right, so on the YouTube now, Martin Heaney, Nollock Shannon, you and all the family from Elaine, myself, Cara, yes, Marley, yourself and Elaine. 67, Mick, you fantastic singer, Emer is. Brian Taggart, brilliant song by Emer. Michael Bolton, great singer, Emer is. You're all loving this here Emer stuff today, our new album. So if you want to get a copy, folks, just go on to Emer Rebel on Facebook or Instagram or wherever, Twitter or anything. She's on there. And she's paid the merchandise. I think in this here big new mansion she's built up there in Cookstown somewhere. She must have got Mick to build an actual room just for all her merchandise with her t-shirts, her hats, or everything she has. But fair play there, honestly. Brilliant. Right, so as we are celebrating Celtic today, folks, we're looking for a quadruple treble, 2:15 against the Hearts. We're going to do, of course, a few Celtic songs today. So the next one up for you is the guys had a live stream last night. I think we'll have an R1 on this afternoon. So it's Glasnevin from their new album, On the Victory. Of course, it's on Spotify. You can just go and play it. This one, of course, Hampden in the Sun. So I don't know if it's going to be sunny today. I doubt it very much. There's going to be no fans in attendance. But we'll remember this great match against Rangers. So it's On the Victory from Glasnevin with Hampden in the Sun.
Oh, Hampden in the sun, Celtic 7 and the Rangers 1. All my days I will sing in praise of the Celtic team I played that day. Tommy Wilson put Celtic one up in the final of the Scottish League Cup. And it was only nearly Morgan's due when he nipped in and he made it two. Oh, Hampden in the sun, Celtic 7 and the Rangers 1. Oh, my days I will sing in praise of the Celtic team I played that day. Georgie Nevin was all at sea. He couldn't stop McBain from making it 3. And then young Billy should he made it 4. And the Celts were heading for the record score. Oh, Hampden in the sun, Celtic 7 and the Rangers 1. Oh, my days I will sing in praise of the Celtic team I played that day. Georgie Nevin with the desperate dive, he couldn't stop Morgan from making it 5. And then young Billy with the superb flick, and he completed a great hat-trick. Oh, Hampden in the sun, Celtic 7 and the Rangers 1. Oh, my days I will sing in praise of the Celtic team that played that day. Then to make the Rangers sick, Belty made it 7 with a penalty kick. And Charlie Tully when he's on the ball, he's taking the rise out of Ian McCall. Oh, Hampden in the sun, Celtic 7 and the Rangers 1. All my days I will sing in praise of the Celtic team I played that day. Oh, Hampden in the sun, Celtic 7 and the Rangers 1. All my days I will sing in praise of the Celtic team I played that day.
Oh, there we go. I was too busy reading something. The next song, Glasnevin. There, yeah, so it was Glasnevin with Hampden in the sun. So it was brilliant. So that's for all the Celtic fans today. Just seeing the Glasgow all the way to the road to Hampden, folks. It's packed with fans all waiting to see the team bus coming in. So hopefully get the team sheet. James will send me through. We'll get the team out. Hopefully it's a very positive team from Lenny today. And he's only been playing games during the week. By let's see, no, not yet. I get what I can, not a problem. Right, so folks, yep, this is Rebel Sundays, the very, very last Rebel Sundays of 2020. With myself, Ro, here, live on Facebook, also live on YouTube. So we're going to have two guests on today, folks, just maybe 10 minutes sort of chat. So about 12:30, we're going to have probably West Belfast's most famous Celtic supporter, well, maybe after a wee duff, famous Celtic supporter, Tony Coleman. Tony's going to come on and basically chat about the match and basically what's been happening with the team and stuff. And then we're going to have Franny McCann, my good friend Franny McCann, who I've known for many years, who's a massive Celtic fan. Of course, I'm from Scotland, but now living over here in the wild West Belfast. Franny's going to come on maybe about between 1 and half 1 to give his sort of impact, or maybe talk about the game and see what the crack is with Franny. So, right. Couple more tunes we'll go do, folks. Any of your requests you have, get them in, and if we can fit them in today, we'll definitely. But it's going to be maybe half and half Celtic songs today, half and half Celtic tunes, and then sort of chucky rebel ones. And of course, we're going to have a few more songs from Emer's album, Thorn England side. And folks, if you've liked the show throughout this year, all the live shows, if you want to throw something in the virtual tip jar, much appreciated. There's a wee link there at the top of the page. So we just go to paypal.me/DJ Row Show, and as we know, gigs happening at all over this Christmas, folks. A lot of money has been lost by everybody in this whole industry. So be much appreciated if you want to throw something in, if you have been enjoying the show. Right, James, not yet. I'll get a team in a can. Good man yourself. Much appreciated. Right, so during the week there, folks, a man, sort of very well-known man from West Belfast, unfortunately passed away. I've caught him with Hugh Jordan, the father of the late Pierce Jordan, who was murdered by the IC in the Falls Road. Of course, Hugh and Teresa and Matt have been fighting for many, many years in courts all over the place, trying to get justice for Pierce Jordan, but as yet, it hasn't happened yet, so it hasn't. So it was just so unfortunate that Hugh passed away this week without getting the justice for Pierce. So we'll do this one, especially in memory of Hugh Jordan, Pierce Jordan's father. And we're going to a band that was very special to the Jordan family from many years at the very start was Oak. They would have stayed in the Jordan's house when they first started coming over to Belfast. So we're going to do this one, Pierce Jordan. It was recorded live in the that legendary album live at Jesus Christ, what the album again? Live in the Brazen Head. I keep forgetting what was recorded. Yeah, so the giveaway introduction, talk about Hugh and Teresa and Matt and stuff, started this song, and then just basically adds to the best of the order. So yeah, this one's basically for Hugh Jordan, who passed away during the week. R.I.P. Hugh. Spicy thoughts, Teresa and Matt and all the rest of the family. So here we go. This is Earl with the Ballad of Pierce Jordan.
We're going to continue on. A song about a young man from Belfast who was shot dead by RUC. I'd like to dedicate this song to this young man's family who put us up numerous occasions in Belfast and we've been over and played. It's a ballad of Pierce Jordan, dedicated to Teresa, Q and Matt. Please come in the very best of order in the house when we sing this song, please. A young man was shot on the Falls Road today. The bulletins came through to hide the truth away. For different stories to cover the lies. It was cold-blooded murder, 'cause Pierce Jordan to die. She travelled the Falls Road early that night. The police, they were watching. They kept you inside. You rammed your car from every side as you staggered away. Your shot and you died. Slang a foil, my cara, just for a while. We'll not have your crack, your jokes or your smiles, but in years to come, your memory's still true. A brave son of Ireland, we will not forget you. You killer that night, you did not even see. Shot in the back of the RUC. Now they won't be punished, no justice they'll meet for shooting Pierce Jordan unarmed in the streets. Slang a foil, my cara, just for a while. You'll not have your crack, your jokes or your smiles, but in years to come, your memory's still true. A brave son of Ireland, we will not forget you. The grief that is felt by this family is so sore to know that they'll never see Pierce anymore. No chance to hold him or tell him goodbye, but they're proud of their son and the cause that he held high. Slang a foil, Macara, just for a while. We'll not have your crack, your jokes or your smiles, but in years to come, your memory's still true. A brave son of Ireland, we will not forget you. Slang a foil, Macara, just for a while. We'll not have you crack, your jokes or your smiles, but in years to come, your memory's still true. Goodbye, my dear friend. We will not forget you.
Yeah, that's about the Pierce Jordan there, folks. Of course, but Oak live in the Brazen Head, especially for Teresa, Hugh, and Matt, of course, from Hugh Jordan, who passed away this week. Untimely, just really sorry to see that didn't get a chance to see justice for Pierce in the courts. Right, so there we go, Shamey McKernan, keep it big man, happy days, mate. Johan is on, give me a Rebel Music 2021, please, up the good guys. Thomas Candy here, Emer Glan as well, thank you. Aileen McCabe's just saying, yep, RIP, and busy thinking of Q today, of course, and Teresa, Matt, and the rest of the Jordan family, mate. So what we're going to do is, we're going to get Tony Coleman on the phone here now, folks, who are... if I can find him on his thing, and then we will get a yarn with Tony just basically about the game and stuff, and just chat about basically what's happening with Celtics. He had a bit of a wee show there during the week, so he did, and obviously him and Dak haven't been on for a while, so they haven't, but they come on and done their show, and obviously maybe let in a good bit into the board and the Neil Lennon stuff, and quite rightly so, two sort of well-known Celtic fans. So Tony, are we here?
Yes. Well, are we on?
Yes, we were on. I was talking away there on the show. I just dialed you up while I was talking, just to try and sound a bit more professional. But you fucked that up there. Sure. So Tony, cheers for coming on, mate. Thank you very much. So listen, how did your show go yesterday on the Celtic State of Mind then?
Yeah. It was an excellent concept that did yesterday. 12 hours of broadcasting. It was all made a charity, and they're actually going today for another, I think, 12 hours shut down for the match, obviously.
Yep.
But, it's a great concept. They're supporting 4 charities over there in Glasgow. And they're looking at donations. So if you're tuning into the podcast, be free to look what they're supporting.
Yeah, definitely great. I've listened to a few of the shows yesterday there, maybe a few this evening as well. Right, so Tony, that's it. You and Dak there had a show on during the week. He's haven't been on your Celtic Crack page for a while, but obviously he's come on there last Wednesday there. Maybe just for a bit of a outburst, sort of, obviously to air your sort of frustrations and stuff with maybe Lenny and the board and whatever else. So sort of what made you just come on in that last week? So obviously you haven't been on from the start of the season.
Yeah, we got very lethargic. I think we were in the mode of, we just weren't pushing on. We weren't getting the new ideas. And there you go. There was a protest with loads of fans that were shouting from the rooftops that they're all idiots that are joining these protests. Well, the proof is in the pudding. without the protests, we wouldn't be where we are today. We wouldn't see Turnbull, we wouldn't see Sorrow on that team. Them protests made Lennon think, made the board think, listen, we got to do something here. And look at the reaction they got. We beat Lille. We had a beautiful performance against Kilmarnock. And we're actually looking forward to today.
Definitely.
So, you know what I mean? A slap in the back by the fans, fair play to them. Because without it, we wouldn't be in the position.
Well, do you not sort of think that maybe, obviously, I think maybe a protest was needed, but I think the way it was done, maybe just, it was very rowdy, I think. I think when the first sort of protest they had outside Celtic Park, obviously the cops were all involved, and there were people were throwing things and all and stuff at buses and all. I mean, I think I was maybe definitely not, I think there was a bit out of hand, like, so it was, I mean, of course, I mean, there's always a call for a protest, but it has to be sort of done in the right way and sort of dignified way. You can still get your point across, like, so you can.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Ro, you live here in Belfast. Many times we took to the streets to complain about civil rights, and only took one idiot, and it all kicked off, and that's the way it was there. I can only take one idiot. Sure, you had Rangers fans going around spelling banners wrong and to the front of the stadium and then photographing them and putting them online. Just anything can happen around that road, as you well know. But
right. So listen,
the guys, I think, done a sterling job with the protest.
Talking about the match here today, obviously, it's quadruple trebles. Tony, tell me, like, obviously, as a Celtic fan, how long you've been watching the team, right? Obviously, watching, like, you're not older than me. Well, say you're a good bit older than me, like, not a lot older. But what does this sort of mean, like a quadruple treble to you, like, as like a Celtic fan?
Oh, you keep wanting to make records and break records, and just like 10 in a row, this is unprecedented within world football. If you go and have the quadruple treble, there you are, you're in the record books. And you know what I mean, it's always something you can rub up to the other end of the city. But this is just, this means everything to us. We've had a real bad start to the season, and this will turn it around for us. This will just have fans united again. It will be something to give us such a lift, and it'll be a boost trying to lift ourselves up to make a challenge for the 10 in a row.
Well, obviously the team hasn't been announced yet, so it hasn't. Well, I'm still looking. Nobody has put it through yet. Do you think?
I know everybody's anticipating.
Obviously, Lenny sort of said last week in his press conference, which maybe pissed a few people off. It said about I think we'll maybe go with the tried and tested and the guys that sort of got us. Do you think maybe it's that, or just maybe has he got that in his head to maybe just play with the media like that there, or do you think maybe is he going to go that direction and sort of bring back the likes in Cham and Billy Brown and stuff in the starting team?
Yeah, I really can't read Lennon. He says one thing, it does the complete opposite. And that's where I think he's indecisive on a lot of stuff. And that's what I think he's got himself into problems this year. You know, we bought Turnbull. We've had Sorrow sitting there for
January, wasn't it?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
He served in January, yeah.
He's not using these players. And you're going, then when he did use them, we seen what kind of talent the where he went. It's been a front the whole time.
What I sort of understand is like obviously he's seeing this and training every day. He's going like, well, I'm one of these managers hands on, I'm there every day and stuff like that. And like obviously he's seeing what these guys can do. You can see obviously you can see the dead balls that Turnbull can do. You know what I mean? Basically from the corners, the free kicks. That I think Christie's been absolutely shite this year. So he has with the dead ball stuff. Like, and why would you go yourself? Why if you're seeing this every day? Why not throw him in and go? Obviously there's a better chance of buddy Julian or Duffy scoring from a corner. I will have buddy Turnbull firing the corners in instead of Christie but no, he hasn't. He's just been keep going with the sort of the tried and tested stuff that he's went with.
Yeah. Christie, you could see he had, you know what I mean, the talent that he hasn't produced it for us on the pitch. You know, with Brown just. Listen, Brown has it in his head. He is still a great player. And we all think of him as an absolute legend. But when your legs can't take it anymore, when younger people are putting it up to you, you can't turn, you don't have the pace any longer. It all catches up with you. And I don't think Manny should be doing any favours today in for passengers.
Yep, definitely.
This is world record stuff we're going for
today.
Do the right thing. Do the right thing and pick the pick the young blood, because the energy you can see from Sorrow to defend from the midfield and Turnbull going forward, and as
Definitely.
you say, the balls he puts in are just outstanding. It's a pleasure to watch now.
Tell me about this here wee man, the goalkeeper in.
Young
Hazard, yeah. So actually, did he come? Was he come from Cliftonville originally? Was he a youth,
Yeah, he was
youth
in
team
the
Cliftonville player?
youth team. Yeah. He was in the Cliftonville youth team. I actually seen him once when he played for the youth team. It's not as if I took much notice then of him.
Aye.
But our Declan would have kept me updated with him, because the last time I seen him play for Celtic would have been the Cliftonville Celtic game. It was done up at Solitude, and they put him in for it. And he had a great game that night. So
Is that
he's
the
a
one?
major wee talent. He's a lovely wee fella too.
Was that the match where Thing brought over what do you call him, the manager? Who was the manager? The
Oh yes, Danny McGrain took him over.
Oh, was it a summer training match? Someone is it one that's like a
Yeah.
okay,
It was more or less. It was the second team. Tony Watt had played that day.
I thought it was maybe the Tony Mowbray
Celtic.
one when they played, because remember,
Yeah.
actually he came over and in Mowbray that day he wouldn't even shake hands with nobody. He wouldn't even. He was a gobshite like. I remember that night, that match like. So he was. He
Yeah.
didn't
There
come in.
was three matches between Cliftonville and Celtic, and this was just one of them.
Aye.
But young Hazard, like, he looks very commanding in the box. He seems to give confidence. See, that's what we talked about. Bargas didn't seem to show it. Scott Beam just looked totally nervous when he was in goal. But that's why last Brennan, we bit of our confidence in front of Julian and Duffy.
What do you think about obviously this Barkas thing? But I mean, they brought him in for $5 million, right? And Bill accounts like, they looked at him before Forster came in, and then obviously they couldn't get Forster, so we're going to bring this guy in. And like, he's basically £5 million only sitting there, basically
Yeah.
scratching himself. And you're going, do you think that's just really bad judgment on player recruitment, or what? Or
Yep.
what do you think is the crack with him?
I think this lies at the door of Peter Lawwell. The bad bags, I challenge any Celtic supporter from 2003 to start running down our list of shit bags and add Bargas to it again. It's just horrendous, some of the bags we have done over the years. And you can mask it with players like Big Virgil and Wanyama and Foster, where we commanded big money to get back. But look at the money we have spent on really, really poor bags. And it all lies within the room, because very few of our managers players that want. Look at Rodgers. When Rodgers went, he wanted a big centre half for about, I think it was 5-6 million. And what did they give him? Marvin Camper for 1 million.
Yeah, and
I think that was a writing on the wall for Rodgers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So it definitely lies at the door of the boardroom.
So, see, talking about going forward, then, right? Do you maybe think that there was sort of talk that listen, they just want to give Lennon the chance to lift the quadruple treble, and then he's going to be away in January or before January? What do you think? Like, if we do win the day?
Yeah, it seems to be. I don't know where this is being all choreographed for Lennon to go. I had said in the show there a couple of weeks ago, there's this guy over in London that met over there many moons ago, and he knows the ins and outs of football. And we had all wondered ourselves why Lennon wasn't sacked, because this is the poorest run of form of any Celtic manager since the 1950s. And we were wondering why he didn't go. And I asked him, did he hear anything in the background or whatever? He says, Tony, Lennon's contract is written up for, you know what I mean, if he delivered a treble. And essentially, your season's still going. You know, they can't go ahead and sack him. That treble could be worth anything for 5 to 7 million quid.
Yep.
So, and
Not
plus
like,
the at the end of the contract on top of that, he says it could cost your club up to 10 million quid to sack him.
I didn't honestly think that there was that much money involved, like, so it didn't. To me, I sort of thought he's just on like a rolling contract. I mean, sort of, there wasn't sort of as much money as being talked about that he's sort of in there for, like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, what you know, like a manager would have an end of season bonus.
Yeah.
And if you have delivered the treble, you know that's worth a big lot of money. You know, I would say Lana's bonuses are pretty lucrative.
Right, but listen,
and it seems like it.
What do you make? I think it was the match against was it last week against Kilmarnock, right?
Yep.
To me, see Candy's face after that game. When I seen sort of everybody else jumping for joy, and then probably the first time I've seen him smiling in a long time, whatever. Like, and to me, I just seen John Candy walk behind him with the face like a smacked hole, like, and you're going, what's going on here?
Yeah, it was
what
a bit dark, but there's. Yeah, he's always been a dark sort of bloke. You know, you wouldn't see much smiles out of him. If you watched him on the bench when Brendan Rodgers was the manager, he was somewhere. You know what I mean? I wouldn't really have a go at Kennedy that way, but I've seen two different photos. One of them smiling, because you can catch a moment, Ro. You know it yourself.
Yeah.
You could be, you know what I mean? They could pick out their photographs.
Yeah, maybe it's just the media
you know,
sort of zooming in.
Yeah.
When he has a sad face, just to sort of make a story up, like nothing kind of thing.
Yeah.
What they do.
Yep, and try and get a story out of it. But and saying that, you know, Kennedy's been there a long time, and I don't know, should he still be there? Considering how bad we're playing, I think it needs a whole new breath of fresh air to come into the club, and you know what I mean, a whole new coaching setup.
Yeah. No, I think
and maybe he'll be a casualty of it.
Well, we'll see. So, you mean, see, come January, obviously, Lenny, we've been talking to him during the week, obviously, the reporters and stuff, saying about, do you think you're going to be given money to spend in January? He's been like, well, we'll already have sort of targets in mind and stuff. So, are you sort of the opinion he's going to be there to spend any money they're going to give him? It's going to be him then, or?
I don't know why they'll give him any money. I think they'll more or less tell him, you know what I mean, what you've got there is major talent, and you haven't used it. So I couldn't see much more coming out. Now, there is talk about Big Fraser coming back, but if you've got wee Hazard playing well, but then again, when you think of yourself, if Hazard was to get injured, you can't bring any or two back. So I'd be delighted Big Fraser come back. You know, I was one of his biggest fans.
I don't know, I just still can't believe that they didn't get him. I mean, there's a whole maybe story there you can say about it's not down to money, or like it was down to him, he just didn't want him back, or he didn't want to take a big enough pay cut. So obviously he's on 95 grand or something a week. Is it something that he's sitting?
It was on 7. Well, the talk was it was 75 at a week. That is down in Southampton, and we offered him 45. But the guy knows his worth.
Oh, of course he does. Yeah.
He won us easy last season. 15 points in games. If I remember looking over games, easily 15 points, and he won us the cup final.
Oh, well, see the cup final last year, the League Cup final alone, like. I mean, we as you know, talked before, they battered us that day, like from pillar to post, and like how we came away with the win that day is just like basically a lucky. It was Julian scored a winner in that match.
Big Julian scored the winner.
Like basically a lucky header or whatever it was, and him to save the penalty or whatever. Like just like he was definitely the hero that day. Like so he was, Big Fraser. So
yeah, looking back on that, that seemed to be the demise of us that day. You know, that was the alarm bell should have been ringing from that day.
On the wall. Yep.
Listen, we're not setting up properly. We're not putting people in the right positions here, and I think, you know what I mean, the board should have really looked long and hard at what happened in a couple of months, because when you went into the Rangers game at the end of the year, we looked pretty poor again. Definitely. You know, they hadn't shit us in our own backyard. So,
well, listen, I'm going to let you go back to your build-up points. I'm looking forward to this match today, and I want to get a few more tunes on. So, listen, give us maybe a wee bit of any win at all today. Are you sort of looking for a big win, or like what do you? Because I think Hearts, like they aren't. To me, they're still a Premiership team. So they aren't obviously, I think they went down under unfortunate circumstances, so that because of this whole COVID thing, whatever. And then maybe they might have stayed up if they had played the league out, whatever. I think Liam Boyce as well could be a massive threat against us today. Like, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I know wee Boyce inside out, and I know what kind of talent that wee Boyce is. He's playing good. Halliday will have a point to prove as well. And the Hearts are still a good team. And they're playing as well because they had one of their old boys that passed away with motor neurons disease in the summer, and they're going to be wearing his shirt number on all their shorts. Right. So they'll have that in their heads as well. So they're really something to spur them on today with. So, you know what I mean? It's total concentration today.
Well, we're
get it over the line.
just
boys.
waiting. Be out of breath from this
is history.
team sheet coming out there from Nelly to see what he's going to go with. Fuck's sake. So, right, Tony, listen, I'm going to let you go, mate, and hopefully you'll have a good match and you enjoy it. So,
I hope so, Ro.
And here, mate, I probably won't see you, so we'll listen. Happy Christmas to yourself and Brenda, Dak,
Yes,
and all the rest
happy
of the family.
Christmas. And to all your Rebel podcast listeners, big happy Christmas to them as well, and enjoy the game today.
Yes, mate. So, Tony, mate, good luck.
Ro, catch up with you later.
Cheers.
God
See you,
bless
mate. Good luck. All right.
All the best now. Bye-bye. Bye.
Tony Coleman there, folks. Here you go. So we'll build on with the tunes this time with the Damien Quinn. So here we go. And we'll get all the comments through. There's loads of comments flying through while we've been on the air here, talking to Tony Coleman there. So Damien Quinn laid the rock bar this time. We go. Just can't get enough. No, here we go. Ah, Jesus.
Celtic, I go out of my head. I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. Well, all the things you do to me and everything you say. I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. You're still inside, I be falling out. I just can't seem to get enough. Well, the first scores a hat trick and we all start to cheer. I just can't get enough, I just can't get enough. The title's on his way to paradise. I just can't seem to get enough. I just can't 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 get enough. Well, now we're up to Hamilton, there's excitement in the air. I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. It's too little Celtic and Paddy gets the fire. I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. Raymond, Jiggy, and Tommy Burns, he's smiling now, but none of us. I just can't get enough. 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 That's it.
Yeah, folks, Damien Quinn there for you, of course, with Just Can't Get Enough from his album Live at the Rock Bar in the legendary West Belfast here, of course, the home of the legendary, they started it all off, Rebel Sundays, and every single bar followed suit there, so they did. Right, so what do we have here? Let's see who's on Facebook. Again, cheers, Tony Coleman, great interview, mate, thank you very much. Right, on YouTube here, I've Con the Hoops, Sally Keith, Up the Dubs, Audrey, Buzz Agate, Happy Rebel Sunday, real great win for the Dubs yesterday. So, folks, I had to give obviously I was waiting this all a wee bit, so I was yesterday. So I was obviously sticking on about the Mayo. I mean, it's this cursing thing. And obviously the whole country was against Dublin. But obviously fair play is like 6 in a row. It has to be sort of give it a round of applause, but then took back again, considering like Dublin get more money from any other county in Ireland. Of course, they put the money into their youth system and of course they've bought into it. But it's still, there's a great base there. They play the best stadium. They have the biggest choice of players. I mean, Dublin should be 2 counties. I get off on the rant here, but so what? It should be split in 2 counties, so it should. What else? I mean, when you look at somebody put a list up last night of all the money basically Croke Park gives to all the different counties, and the money Dublin. I mean, they had the biggest sponsorship deal. AIG, whoever it is, whatever. I mean, one of the biggest the accounting firms in the world. There's only 2 other people have that there. They're Manchester United and some American baseball team. And Dublin GAA have it as well. So, I mean, there you go. Just shows you the amount of money that's being pumped into Dublin. But then again, they're reaping the rewards for it. But there is definitely a bias there, probably a bit like Linfield in the Irish League. I compared Dublin yesterday to the Man City of the Premiership. But listen, it's just waiting us off, folks. So fair play to Dublin. There's loads of supporters here who listen to the show every week, especially Keith there, Audrey, a few other ones who are big Dublin fanatics. So fair play to Dublin yesterday. Unlucky, Mayo. They'll definitely give it a good base. I thought they were going back there in the second half, but unfortunately Dublin just got a few goals and straight out of the blocks the first couple of seconds and set the tone for the match. But sure, right. So here we go. Yeah, Michael Bolton. Merry Christmas, Tony McCarthy. Yep. Remy JP, all the best from Paisley, or Fee Paisley. How's the tea stuff, Ro? How's the tenants? That's right here. I've another 6 tins left of that case in the fridge, so it's getting drunk, don't you worry. Not going to let it go to waste. Remy JP just retracted his message here. I don't know what he said there. Right, so back to Facebook here and see who we have on here. Right, Tommy Twin, tenants book. Tommy, listen. It was cheap in the off license. Sure, you're down today, mate, are you? I seen your poster on Facebook or if you feed last night back on the beer, all the mates. Dominic Mooney, well done, Tony, and great interview, real happy days. James Williams, Candy wants Lennon's job. Right, so as I say, I was giving all the Dublin fans a bit of grief, maybe a bit unwanted, maybe actually a bit of warranted grief, because you know, it's every other county in the whole of country hates Dublin. Hate to see them do well, but listen, 6 in a row. Although maybe a tainted 6 in a row and they've bought it, but sure, they still got 6 in a row nonetheless. So we'll go to this one for Fusions. Bit of Gary Og live over in Australia from his album I Believe You. This is the Rocky Road to Dublin. It's very few use dirty dubs there. Here we go.
Maybe you can stomp your feet and club along with this one, huh? The June from my home I started, left the girls at nearly broken hearted, so let the father dear kissed me down and mother drank a pint of beer, me grievance here's this mother. Then up to reap the corn and leave where I was born, till I start like farm to Bonnie's coast of Dublin. The brand new pair of rocks around the box, breaking all the talks on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the hair and turn her down the rocky road all the ways to Dublin. What will that eat? The limbs so weary started by daylight next morning late, and Harry took a drop of the pure to keep me heart from sinking. That's the putty's cure when Harry's on for drinking. To see the lasses smile laughing on the wine, and me curious style that sets your heart a bubbling. He asked if I was hired the wages I required till I was almost tired of the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the hair and turn down the rocky road all the ways to Dublin. What will that eat? Next to ride, I thought it such a pity to be sitting deprived the view of that fine city. Took a little stroll among the quality, me bundle it was stolen at the locality. And something crossed me mind, and I looked behind the bundle I could find upon me stick a wobbling. Inquiring farther up, he said me call it Rob wasn't much in vogue on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the hair and turn down the rocky road all the ways to Dublin. What will that eat? Well, the boys in Liverpool, when we safely landed, called myself a fool. I could no longer stand it. Blood began to boil. Temper I was losing. Pearl there and trail. They began abusing. Her army saw said I miss a lily island by some Galway boys combined. They saw that I was hobbling. But the lads array joined in the fray. Quickly cleared the way for the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the hair. Turn on the rocky road all the ways to Dublin. What will that eat? Well, in the merry month of June from my home I started, left the girls at daily broken hearted, so let the father dear kiss me down and mother drank a pint of beer and grew tears to smother. Then up to Rick the corn to leave where I was born, and I stopped my farm to barn he's close to Dublin. The brand new pair of broads are all down the box, bringing all the dogs on the rocky road to Dublin. Once a 3 for 5 on the hair and turn on the rocky road all the ways to Dublin. What full da
There you go, folks. The master of the man himself, Gary O, live in Australia with the Rocky O to Dublin space. I'll use dubs there, folks. And again, sorry for your waiting. You saw it yesterday. Only a bit of crack, so it was with your tainted 6 in a row. Sorry, I can't help myself. Yeah, so that's for Keith, Audrey, all the rest of you are listening. Who watch her big dubs fans? Fair play to yous. Right, so Facebook here, folks. Still good for you listening there. I say I put a wee link up there for the YouTube link of any who are listening on Facebook, because Facebook might cut me off as they have done the last few weeks mid set. So just click on the wee link, it'll bring you straight to the YouTube. Or if you can't see the link, just go on the youtube.com and search the Rebel podcast, and you should find out the live link. Tommy Twin there, he's down the like poor son. Tommy, no sympathy for you at all, mate. Unfortunately, definitely not. So on YouTube, a few more people are listening. Let's see, we'll put you up here. Right, Brian Taggart, Len, as we all know, was not allowed to pick us back himself, definitely. It's beer clock time plus the Rebel tunes playing loud and proud. There we go. Mick McAdam, the sailor is flowing. Any chance of the Patriot game? Please, Ro. Yes, Mick, I'll get that on for you, wee Duke, after this next one. Kev, son of Aaron, hello, Ro, from 6 in a row, Dublin. Happy Christmas, you, Ro, all the family. Thanks for the great entertainment throughout the year, not a problem. Right, what we'll go to next. Yeah, as I say, we're featuring Emer McLaughlin's Emer Rebel. It's a brand new studio album today at Thorn in England side. So sort of pick out the 3 songs from the album that I sort of really like. Dan Rebel was one of them. That was the first one played there for James Williams. The next one, song written by Christy Moore, of course, by the legendary Francis Hughes. Song called, very sorry folks, The Boy from Tamlock Duff. So go do this one with my friends up in South Derry and Ballachy and all the rest there. I know of loads of friends involved in the flute bands, different other people. So go do this one fusion as well. So this is Emer McLaughlin with The Boy from Tamlock Duff. Absolutely fantastic tune this, folks. Just sit and listen to this.
As I walked through the Glensheen Pass, I heard a young girl mourn. The boy from Tamlock, she cried, is 2 years dead and gone. How my heart is torn apart for this young man to lose. Oh, I'll never see the likes again of my young Francis Hughes. For many years his exploits were a thorn in England's side. The hills and glens became his home, it's there he used to hide. Once when they surrounded him, he quietly slipped away. He went to ground and kept the dogs at bay. Moving round the countryside, he often made the news, but they could never lay their hands on my brave Francis Hughes. Finally, they wounded him and captured him at last. Countryside he loved, they took him to Belfast. From Musgrave Park to the Crumlin Road, and then to a H-block cell, he went straight on the blanket, then on hunger strike as well. His will to win they could never break, no matter what they tried. He fought them every day he lived, he fought them as he died. As I walked through the Glensheen Pass, I heard a younger mourn. The boy from Tamlock, she cried, is 2 years dead and gone. How my heart is young Francis Hughes. Oh, I'll never see the likes again of my young Francis Hughes.
Yeah, Eamon McLaughlin there for you for a new album. Thorn in England say with the ballad there of Francis Hughes. It's The Boy from Tam Macduff. Of course, written by the legendary Christy Moore. Right, folks, the team sheet is in. Oh, my anxiety is going through the roof here. So cheers, James just sent it in. So here we go. Hazard in goal. Julian and Duffy centre backs. Ayer and Taylor right back and left back. Then centre midfield. Brown is starting from the start. So Bob Brown alongside McGregor. And then we'll have Christie, Edward, Turnbull, and Elianusi. So no room for Sorrow. Maybe thinking Lenny's going to bring Sorrow on. I think maybe Scott Brown's the only surprise in that their team selection, so he is. But yeah, so here we go. I'll give it again. So it's Hazard, Julian, Taylor, Duffy, Brown, Turnbull, Christie, Edward, Elianusi, Ayer, and McGregor. And the subs, let's see. So we'll have Barkas, Beaton, Griffiths. Hopefully Griffiths is going to get a chance today. Kamala's there as well. Sorrow, Rogic, Michael Johnson's back in our chance. Frimpong and Laxalt. So really strong bench as well. So here we go. 2:15 kickoff, folks. This is going to be definitely a dodgy one today. So Hugh O'Neill on YouTube. Hey, Ro, I'm back. I was no well last week. Good to see you again. I'm on the hoops. Can you please play the Irish Brigade? Tom Clark, Winds of Freedom. Unrepentant opinion. I actually haven't heard that one there. I'll maybe get a look on YouTube, Hugh, and see if I can find that one. Michael Bolton, what's our final Christmas tune today? You've got to find out. So we're going to finish off the show, of course, folks, with a Christmas song. We have been the last few weeks of the show. Let's see anybody else on Facebook. There you go. Triona and Emer, of course, listening, not a problem. James Williams, the bench is wicked. Definitely James, a really, really strong bench. Right, so we're going to have Franny McCann on the phone as well, about 1:30. Another good friend of mine, folks, big Celtic fan. Franny, let's go, come on. Hopefully he has a better reception up in Lagmore than he did have the last time, because he kept sort of cutting out. So yeah, folks, just put the wee link up there in Facebook and YouTube. If you've enjoyed the show throughout the year, and I'm definitely going to be back, folks, obviously, because lockdown's happening. So Rebel Sundays are going to be continuing. I'd like to maybe get a new bit of gear and stuff, whatever, and so... if you can throw something in the tip jar maybe help go towards getting maybe a few mics and leads and stuff, maybe get a better quality of sound we've been having. So if you can, so we link there, just basically paypal.me/DJ Row Show. If you want to throw something in, maybe it'll be a Christmas tip or just something to help the show, folks. We much appreciate it. Right, so we're going to do another couple of Celtic songs as well throughout the show here this afternoon. It's back to Spotify this time. Great. I keep saying, I'm so glad I paid the £13 a month this year. So back to a bit of Glasnevin this time for you from their album. Really trying to push it for lads this afternoon. This is Glasnevin from their album On the Victory and the World Club Championship song. Here we go.
Way down in Uruguay in the land of sun, well, a football feast was to be seen between the Glasgow Celtic, the champions of Europe, racing from Argentina. Now nearly everyone came to the land of sun, well, a football feast just to see. There's TV cameras from every nation, but not from the BBC. Oh, 1-2 and then kick. It was the dirtiest game I've ever seen. Between the Glasgow Celtic, the champions of Europe, racing from Argentina. Oh, well, the referee came from Paraguay, a South American state. Well, the Glasgow Celtic didn't think much of him, racing for he was great. He sent up Bobby Lennox, Bobby Montana too, and he sent up Yogi Berra as well. But when he sent up Butty and told him he was dirty, Butty told him to go to hell. Oh, 1-2 and then kick. It was the dirtiest game I've ever seen. Between the Glasgow Celtic, the champions of Europe, and racing from Argentina. You may have read somewhere or even heard somewhere that a racing player was attacked by big town devil, the gentle giant, told the Glasgow Celtics fullback. If you ask Big Town who's as gentle as a lamb, there's anything he'd like to say. He said, I saw it on TV and I know it looks like me, but I swear it was Danny Kaye. Oh, 1, 2, and then kick. It was the dirtiest game I've ever seen. Between the Glasgow Celtic, the champions of Europe, and racing from Argentina. Well, it's a sad reflection that I gave off football, and it seems like racing won a cup. But the next time we meet them, we're surely gonna beat them, cause the sailing will be toughened up. And I used today from down Parkhead Way is a steam, he won't let it get there. But it makes Celtic super, we're sending Henry Cooper, and we're working on Walton again. Oh, 1, 2, and then kick. It was the dirtiest game I've ever seen. Between the Glasgow Celtic, the champions of Europe, and the racing from Argentina. Oh, 1, 2, and then kick. It was the dirtiest.
Yes, in the class, Nevin there for you folks. Kieran Connor with the World Club Championship song. Funny we started that song there. When I was talking to Chris Cruikshank, of course, Chris, who's a member of Glasnevin, maybe he doesn't play with him as much now. Chris recorded that new album there for him, and he was saying in that song there, they needed something like a wee maraca or something and didn't have one. So they didn't. So basically what Connor landed up, and he seen a Chinese tray, like a wee plastic tub, and he put rice into it. So basically you can hear like a wee sort of like a maraca in that song there. That's what it is. Either Chris or Connor or somebody just standing in the background in the front of the mic shaking a box full of rice. So they go, it's like you go to the kids' nursery school or something, and they make these wee things. Like a wee musical instruments out of this kind of shit. That's what they've done there. So their album's all produced by Chris Cruikshank, legend over in Glasgow there for producing Rebel albums. He's a great sort of session musician. So that was his idea there, to stick that in. There you go. Right, so on Facebook, let's see what we'll have here before we do the next song for you. Mark McGee, play any song you like for relatives in the Murph and for friends in Barfield, Shamrock, Celtic Supporters Club, Glasgow. Mark, mate, sorry for the slagging yesterday, mate, about the Dublin, it's only a bit of crack, so it was, but could you see on the day, mate? So maybe do this next one here then, so for any song you like for the relatives up in the Murph and for the friends in Barfield, Shamrock, Celtic Supporters Club. So we'll do this one, Patriot Game, so we'll do a few, that's for somebody else, but we'll dedicate a few, Mark, all your friends as well. Maybe that's a tenants make me, that's what it is. James Williams, I need a coffee and a smoke. Haha, stressed out. And game 18 started. I hate Hearts just as much as Sevco, definitely, mate. Or, what's the legendary, the old Damien Quinn song there? Build a bonfire, stick the Rangers in the top, stick the Jambos in the middle, and burn the and lad. Fra McConnell just come on there. He says, can I get a loan of them mix for Shabeen? Yeah, Fra, you owe me about 50 pints for all them mix. I let you for your drums over the years of Shabeen. Don't worry, I haven't forgot. So I haven't. For some reason today, I'm getting like a friend request sent through here like every 2 minutes. Maybe it's just because obviously because it's not live on the podcast page, so it's live on my own page. So a lot of people are sending me. So I'm not even saying who they are. I'm just hitting accept. So I have all sorts of bloody weirdos and balloons now on my friends list. It's what we'll do next, right? So I'll find out who asked this here one on YouTube. Where are you? I'll just get rid of these bloody pop-ups. Hopefully there'll be brothers up later on and he can clear this bloody computer of mine of pop-ups because it hasn't had an antivirus in it in about 5 years, I think. And every 2 seconds all these bloody pop-ups keep flying up. Let's see, right. David Temple Smith will have a great Christmas row. Thanks for all the shows this year. Joseph Pierce, Burn in Sorrow out. Brown in Sorrow out, the only change. Yeah, well, that's still a great lineup, so it is. Right, so who asked for this song? Where are you? Where are you? Right, yeah, so Mick McAdam. The Sailors flown. Any chance of the Patriot Game, please? Roll. Yes, so here we go. This one's special for you there, Mick. Well, this is the Spirit of Freedom this time. 2 Tonys. And of course, we'll do it for Mark and all his relatives up in the Murph, there in Ballymurphy. And of course, his friends over in Glasgow in the Barrowfield Celtic Supporters Club. It's the Patriot Game on Rebel Sundays, folks. Very last one of this year. Here we go.
Come on, you young rebel, come let's while I sing. For the love of one's country is a beautiful thing. And speed of a flame, and it makes us all part of the Patriot Game. My name is O'Hanlon, I've just gone 16. My home is in Monaghan, but there I was weaned. I've learnt all my life for cruel England's to blame. So now I am part of the Patriot Game. It's barely 2 years since I wandered away, when a local battalion of the Baldy array. I've read of our heroes, and I wanted the same, for to play my own part in the Patriot Game. This island of ours has for long been half free. 6 counties are under John Bull's tyranny, and most of our leaders are greatly to blame for sharing their part in the Patriot Game. They told me how Connolly was shot in a chair. The wounds from the battle, all bloodied and bare, his fine body twisted, all tortured and lame. And they soon made me part of the Patriot Game. And now as I lie here, we all home, and think of the traitors who bargained and sold, I wish that my rifle had given the same. Bastards have sold out the Patriot Game. So come all ye young rebels, come list while I sing, for the love of one's country is a beautiful thing. It banishes fear like the speed of a flame, and it makes us all part of the Patriot Game.
Yeah, some of the Spirit of Freedom review of Patriot Game on Rebel Sundays here, spicy for Mick McAdam. You request that on Facebook, and I'll do it for Mark as well, up in Dublin, down in Dublin, and for all his family in the Murph, of course, and the Barrowfield Satellite Supporters Club over in Glasgow. We go. Right, so who else we'll have here on Facebook? Let's see, folks. Another about 40 minutes or so. We've got 2:15 full kick-off today at Hampton against the Jam Tarts. And James Williams just firing me loads of shit here through my phone. Spam indeed, mate. Yep, you could maybe come over and fix my 2 computers, could you? Waddy Douglas, hail for Waddy and Flo and Bar 67. Waddy and Flo, happy Christmas. Hope you have a great new year. Well, as best you can have. Hopefully maybe catch up in Bundoran next year if it happens, for God's sake. Aileen McCabe is looking at Belfast Brigade. Yep, Aileen, go do it one spicy for you. So not a problem. Another great follower of the podcast over in Glasgow there. Niall Drain, he's tagging me all sort of shit here on Facebook, so yes, but yeah, Niall, cheers for all the shares whenever throughout the year here. Much appreciated. Phil Coman, hey, Roving Potters Thursday Night Club, Phil Coman, otherwise known as Santa, ho ho ho. Was that there you, Phil, out there at say Potter Browns the other day with the big cup? And Aidan, I think it might have been. There you go. What's cracking on it? Because I hear a lot of people can't even go and see Santa this year, so that could be one of your sort of like things every year. Make a few quid doing Santas, and the whole night with social distancing and all that, so it might not happen this year. That's another just casualty of this fucking COVID thing. It's madness. Right, so Aileen McCabe asked me for this one, but the Belfast Brigade, so we're going to do this one here, this version of it. Found this here on Spotify as well, so it's a great wee copy from the Freemen. A long time ago this one was out, the Freemen, and this is especially for Aileen McCabe, a bit of the Belfast Brigade on Rebel Sundays with myself, Roe. Here we go.
Lord Craigavon sent the specials out to shoot the people down. They thought the IRA were dead in dear old Belfast town. They got a rude awakening with their rifle and grenade when they met the 1st Battalion of the Belfast Brigade. Glory, glory to old Ireland, glory to the Sireland, glory to the memory of the men who fought and died. No surrender is the war cry of the Belfast Brigade. The soldiers came from Hollywood, equipped with English guns. There were men by the thousand, ammunition by the ton. But when they got the Falls Road, they were seriously delayed by the fighting 2nd Battalion of the Belfast Brigade. Glory, glory to old Ireland, glory, glory to the Sireland, glory to the memory of the men who fought and died. No surrender is the war cry of the Belfast Brigade. We'll have no ammunition, no armoured cars to show, but we're ready to defend ourselves wherever we may go. We're out for our republic on the hell of your free state with a fighting 3rd Battalion of the Belfast Brigade. Glory, glory to old Ireland, glory, glory to the Sireland, glory to the memory of the men who fought and died. No surrender is the war cry of the Belfast Brigade. Come all you gallant Irishmen and join the IRA. Strike a blow for freedom when there comes a certain day. You know your country's history, the sacrifice it's made. Come join the 4th Battalion of the Belfast Brigade. Glory, glory to old Ireland, glory, glory to the Sireland, glory to the memory of the men who fought and died. No surrender is the war cry of the Belfast Brigade. No surrender is the war cry of the Belfast Brigade.
So in the Belfast Brigade there, spicy for Aileen McCabe. There you go, over in Glasgow. Right, so we're I had a song lined up here, so I did. So hold on a second, and the thing, but he just cut out. So yes, we're going to Grace this time, spicy for Stephen Finlay, Gillian, and of course we Grace over in Glasgow are listening every week, so they're great listeners of the show. So we're going to do a great Callie's Men version this time from their album Live at the Live in the Craigan. Somebody actually asked me last week how I got a hold of this Callie's Men CD. So who was it actually asked me? It was Pedro. Jesus, Pedro, right? I was meant to get you a few CD songs and albums put onto a memory stick. Completely out of my head, mate. Don't worry, I will get it sorted if you're still listening there, right? So anyway, as for Stevie Finlay, all the rest of the clan in Glasgow. After this one, we're going to have Franny McCann on the phone. So this is the Ballad of Grace. For all these clan over in Glasgow, here we go, the Finlays.
As we gathered in the chapel here in old Kilmainham jail, they think about these past few weeks, or will they say we fell from our school days? They have told us we must yearn for liberty, Yet all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger to take me out at dawn, and I will die with all my love. I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I bear for these brave men, my love for this dear land. And when morning called me to your side, join in the GPO, I had to leave my own safe bed. To him I had to go. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. But take me out at dawn, and I will die with all my love. I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. As the dawn is breaking, my heart is breaking too. On this May morn, as I walk by, my thoughts will be of you. And there is some words upon the wall, so everyone will know I love so much that I could see the blood upon the road. Let's hear it! Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. To take me out at dawn, and I will die.
Yes, and the grace there, folks, for you. Callie's men live in the Cregan. That's for Stevie Finlay and Gillian, and we let's say baby Grace. She's not a baby now. But the wee lady anyway, Grace, Spicy Fusions. So thanks for all the support throughout the year, folks. Much appreciated. Neil Mills Jr. on YouTube here. Hail, hail, a Merry Christmas, boys and girls from Airdrie. Mick McAdam, a Merry Christmas to you, Ro, your family, all the podcast family, and of course this Glasgow Celtic Champions family. Hail, hail, one and all. Joseph McGowan, the man behind the wire, classic, please try and play. Right, mate, no problem. Marty Agnew, Claudia Kastner, Sammy Marshall. Well, Sammy, I haven't seen you on. Best wishes for you and your family in Axmas Row from Coatbridge. Conor McLaughlin, mate. Yes, Conor, good to see you on, mate. Thank you very much for the support, and good luck, mate, with the bar. I know it can't be easy with you're busy, constantly closed open. So hope you and your family can have a happy Christmas as well for what can be done, you know. Right, so now we're going to get Franny McCann folks on the phone. Maybe we're going to have a 5 or 10 minute chat with Franny. So Franny, a lot of you will know him from busy playing in Erna Flute Band for many years as the lead side drummer. That's how I've learned most of my drumming through the years from Fra. We've just been really good friends ever since our time in the band. So we had Fra on before when we done the show was the night before the first Glasgow derby, and he was basically just giving us his sort of info about the team and stuff, whatever, and his sort of like. So just a bit of chat in general about Celtic. So we'll get Fra on as well today. Hopefully he is a better signal than we had on the last time. So Let's see. Fra, can you hear me, son?
Can you hear me?
Happy days. Try and stay where you are, because the last time you were on, you must have been moving about and the signal kept on shutting out. So it did.
I'm in the living room because we're set up for Hannah. She's singing for No the day at 3 o'clock. So
Oh, is she? Oh, happy days.
I've done a bit of prep for you.
Oh, brilliant, mate. Very good. There we go. So listen, Fra, the last time you were on was when we had like the preview show before the first Glasgow derby, and we sort of know what happened there, and it sort of maybe went downhill ever since. So what's your sort of opinion been in the whole Lenny situation and stuff, and what's happened from the last time we spoke?
Here, first of all, we were a fucking mile off the last time, weren't we?
Well, you were. I remember I was saying, like, I'm slightly nervous. You were, I'm not nervous. Fuck, we're going to hammer them. And I was like, I don't know, mate. Like.
We're a mile off. Just the same, Rory, as every other Celtic fan. You know, the emotions are up and down, and you want to react, don't you? You want the club to react, and you know, get rid of the manager, make a change and stuff. And then when things calm down after a couple of days, you're kind of seeing it from the other side. So let's hope we can, after those last couple of results, we're hopefully starting to turn and get a bit of consistency. It's one of them ones, you know, if something goes wrong today, you know, God knows where we'll end up.
I know, mate, but it's like, I was talking to Tony as well earlier on. I mean, quadruple treble, but it is massive and it's history making. I think it's a lot of people, it's under the radar a bit about how big this actually is this afternoon, like.
Obviously the whole pandemic thing's made that happen, you know, go under the radar, but it's massive. It'll never ever happen again. But as I say, no try to be negative, you know, dropping your wee man Sorrow the day and Brown in, like if that goes wrong, there's been massive repercussions, like massive.
Like I just want to see that the team sheet come through. I just can't understand it. I mean, all right, if it's meant to be a sentimentality thing, he wants Brown to come on and let him lift the trophy if we win. That's okay, bring him on for 20 minutes. But like, Sorrow needs to be in here, and like after what he's done in the last 2 games he's started, like it's like night and day from what we've had from the start of the season. Like,
I know it's for me it's a signal that sends to Sorrow. You know, he's come on the last couple of games. He's played the last couple of games. We've won. He's played really well. He's been really solid. Breath of fresh air, and it's a signal. Like if you're a player and you've just been dropped after playing 2 games, you've won the 2 games, that you're not happy, and it's a big call to any of the day. Like if anything goes wrong today, and if Brown makes a mistake or anything, you know, it just doesn't work out for us. It's got to be massive. Like you said, Sorrow must be really, really raging. Like.
When you were on the last time, you were sort of raving about Diego. As you were saying, obviously it would have been his first match, but obviously he's been sort of dropped for the last few games. Well, obviously he had a really good start. So what do you sort of think is behind that there with him? Think it's due to because of Sorrow and Turnbull coming in? Maybe he isn't suiting him starting or what? Or
no, Rory, do you know what? I think it goes back to the Leo game though at Celtic Park here, the 3-2. I think it was obviously first or second goal. But probably both the goals. Laxar was involved in, you know, obviously contributing to him score. But if you watch the goal when he's tracking back, and that Leo, I said to your Kieran, he tracks the runner. He's like two yards behind him. He tracked the runner the whole way into the box, and then he's seen a Leo player at the edge of the box, and he completely switched off. He just took it for granted. The ball got cut back. Leo player at the edge of the box, and he actually caught up with the player he was tracking, and then stopped, and then that was the ball he put it in. So obviously they just went straight to the laptop, right? Seen that, but. But that's what I thought. I thought he was. I thought it was a bit of maybe the other players up and off on him from previous games. I don't know, attitude or effort or something like that. But I did notice that at the time, and I think for then that's why he's. I think it was he suspended or something. But that's why he's dropped it. Like, but right, that's here. That's a good thing now that Len has actually seen that with players that are not performing. He's now prepared to drop them out and give somebody a chance. Obviously, he's going against his recent theory with dropping Sorrow. But that's it. If you're not doing the business or the effort's not there, then you've got to drop back.
What do you think of the impact of Turnbull's makes him in then? Like?
Obviously, they've been crying out for some sort of spark, haven't we? He's just easy in the eye to watch, and he gets the ball in that half turn, and it's brilliant the way he's so capable of putting a pass through to Edward, and I think obviously that's going to get better and better. Hopefully that pushes Edward's performance on even more. But all day long. Yes, that's what we bought him for.
I think
he's come in and he's grown in that game. But it's just, I think he's no there's no another Celtic player that has. It's just he has that killer pass, I think.
Yeah, so well, that's what I'm thinking today. Is like, obviously we'll see Christie starting. Who do you think is going to do all the day balls, the corners and stuff? It's like the difference between Turnbull, his corners, and Christie's is a lot of times Christie puts a ball and it's got nowhere near. But at least now if you have Julian and Duffy coming in, one of them was going with their head on a Turnbull corner, so there.
It shows you, doesn't it, the delivery of the goal last weekend? When was the last time we scored through the set piece? It's like it'll be interesting to see who's up on the first one. Hopefully we Turnbull steps up. I'd love to see his attitude taking the lead and edging Christie out the way. Any sort of free kick or anything like that, I would like to see the attitude coming through, because he should be doing that. He should be taking it because he deserves to be in the team.
Definitely. I think I actually didn't know a lot about Turnbull, but when I was in, that was 2 weeks ago, I watched that documentary about him, the one Motherwell made, the one he had the injury last year. Obviously, and it was fantastic. See just the work rate of him to get back, basically to where he is now, and obviously when he was still at Motherwell, getting back into their team, and he went through hell, like he had a real bad injury and stuff, and you're saying it was all behind the scenes, and you're going to yourself, like, he's a player we have here, like you want to keep and like get him starting every week, like, so he is.
I didn't see that myself, but obviously there was some sort of gentleman's agreement with Celtic and Motherwell after that deal fell through.
Yep.
Some sort of promise or something like that Celtic obviously going to come back in for him, because that's obviously pushed the boy on to get as fit as he can and get back in as quick as he can after such a serious injury and such, that's massive to feel your medical and your dream come true in terms of signing for a massive club. But it just shows you his attitude and mentality, doesn't it, to go away and work so hard and then come in to take his chance.
What do you think about Eddie this season? Because he's definitely not, like, and obviously he's starting him, and he hasn't done a lot. Like, for me, he's busy come back from the whole COVID thing and whatever. And like, you go to yourself, I think maybe even the day, because of the Hearts match, I'd love seeing Griff getting in and going. If anybody wants to score against the Emmons, it'd be Lee Griffiths. I mean, so it'd be.
I think Lennon and the backroom team have seen what Turnbull can do, and obviously the way he's looking for Edouard every time, and that's pushed Edouard on, because he's like, rather than be a bit lethargic and probably, when other players in the Celtic midfield are not playing well, maybe he's going himself, I know they're not going to play me in here, they're not doing as well, and then he has that attitude and performance dropped off. I think it's solely due to Turnbull coming in and Celtic realising that there's a pass in Turnbull to play Edouard in and hopefully lift his game alongside Turnbull.
He's something else, definitely. Like, I see, talking about Christie, obviously, but he's starting him again, so he is. He's been playing brilliant for Scotland, so he has. I think it's a different, like, to me, Stevie Clark has taken no shit from him, and he's given him a direct role to play. But I think this year it's like Christie hasn't been. Obviously, we spoke about the dead balls. He hasn't really done a lot. Like, for me to warrant him starting every week like now, so he hasn't.
I know. I think the whole situation, Rory, where Celtic's main players not playing well, and the negativity around the club, and I think Christie's a young player that's really affected him. And I thought he started the season better than most Celtic players, but I think as the games went on and the pressure was getting more and more on the Celtic team and the club, that started to drag Christie down, and I think that's why his game dropped half for Celtic, and it was a bit of a release going to play for Scotland, a total release, getting probably away from the day-to-day pressure of playing for Celtic and getting away to Scotland, a bit like a kind of weekend away type thing, you know what I mean? You get a bit of buzz about yourself, and I think that's what's happened with Christie with Scotland. But I definitely think as a young player, it's dragged them down the goings on at Celtic. I
think a lot of people have been talking about there, like from last year, like when obviously Forrest was sort of on fire, he was flying, and Dembele was basically seen as like the man behind him. I mean, he was going to be if Forrest went out at all, he was going to have the chance to come in, and whatever has happened. Like there was rumours that he's had a row with Strachan or something, and he's not even involved at all now. What do you think has happened to this wee man? Like,
I think, Rory, listen, it could be a couple of things. Obviously, it's modern day football, so into stats and stuff like that. So in terms of training, and they're analysing absolutely everything. So I don't know, is there something in the background there where they're seeing a drop off in performance there? But again, it just goes all back to Celtic not having a great start to the season and pressure that's thrown the whole club, any of the players. How could you go and put a kid in like Dembele? And I think that's why he's dropped right out the team. How could you go drop him in there? Because Lennon would that's a massive chance. Imagine putting him in there, then we lose another game, and then he's under even more pressure. I think unfortunately, Dembele's just wrong. In the wrong place at the wrong time, just at this moment in time for Celtic. They're just trying to get a bit of consistency, and they just can't take a chance on just such a young player.
Another player who obviously has come in, he's back from a sort of bit of a long time injury, is Mickey Johnson. He's come on there last week and he's back on the team again today. Do you think, is he going to have a bit of an impact towards this 10 in a row if he sort of stays fit?
I think it's crying out for wingers. It's, in terms of Mikey Johnson and James Forrest, because if you look at the way Celtic play, how many times does say El Nussi beat the right back and get to the byline and cut the ball back? How does Celtic actually do that? Have they done that much? This season, the answer is no, they haven't, because we've no got players like James Forrest and Johnson to do that. That's the type of players they are. You know what I mean? They'll get by boys and got the ball into the box. So I think if just another dynamic taste that Celtic need to the play, and as the days and weeks go on, these boys are going to come back in and hopefully, kick us on another. I don't know, many levels do we need to go up? I don't know, but 2 or 3 levels or something we need to go up.
So talking about the match today, obviously, as I said to Tony, I mean, the Hearts are still a Premiership team. I think they sort of obviously get relegated due to maybe because of the shit that happened. A lot of their players still have their core of the Premiership team there. And to me, as I said to Tony earlier on as well, I think Liam Boyce today he might score. I mean, he's to me he's their only sort of threat. So he is in this team.
We as I call him, Hyundai Halliday. He'll be trying his best anyway.
Fuck him.
Well, so he'll be. Yes, listen here, boys. He's a threat against us. I can't really remember him doing when they were in the Premier League doing much against Celtic. But I think he scored against Huns, didn't he? But listen, he's done well. Boys, he's a good player. He's been around. Hopefully he doesn't get anything from us the day at all. Julian Big Duffy, they deal with him early on, and hopefully it becomes pretty straightforward for Celtic, where we should be showing our individual, talent against, so they say they're a Premiership team, but listen, they're in the Championship. So
see,
and on paper, Celtic should be steamrolling Hearts today. They really should.
Well, talking about Duffy here, do you think maybe with this new partnership with Julian, and obviously Ayer playing right back and maybe Taylor staying at left back now, this is sort of we'll see the real Shane Duffy we thought we were going to get when he first ever Celtic, like?
I hope so. Rory, Sorrow's been sitting in there doing all that dirty work, so the last couple of games, so nothing's been coming through to that, the back 2 centre backs to kind of really put them under pressure. I don't know if Big Duffy really likes a one-on-one situation. He's more like, he's obviously playing for Brighton in the Premier League, and he's like last ditch defending really, isn't he? In the box and putting his head in and his foot in wherever he can for Brighton. Going to Celtic's a whole different ball game where it's a different type of defending, I think, for Duffy. So where he's got to keep his concentration for the whole 90 minutes, and it looks like you shouldn't need to defend as often, playing as a centre back for Celtic, and maybe that's what's caught Big Duffy out. But scoring the goal last week has hopefully kicked him on a bit, and they can settle, get a good bit of positivity last week. So hopefully he can big man just settle down. He started decent, didn't he? And then
well, I think as well, if Turnbull is sort of giving the crosses in from the corners now, there's no excuse for him. Because you can see he's gone up every time. Him and Julian's both gone up. They're going to try and get their head on the end of them, of the cross, the good crosses are So it is.
That's what I say. Yes, all day long. It'll be interesting. The first set piece corner, who goes to take it, Turnbull or Christie. I think we'll all be fucking shouting at the raving at the TV if Christie goes over to hit it and he doesn't miss the first man with the first corner or something. But hopefully Lennon's woke up to that and puts Turnbull on all the set plays as much as he can.
I'm not going to ask you for score prediction. I think you said 3-0 the last time, Celtic against Rangers. So you did. So.
I meant Rangers, but I think it was the Wi-Fi signal.
Your signal was shit that day, so it was. So listen, we're going to try and fit a few more tunes in before we finish up here. But listen, happy Christmas to you and Colleen and Cavan and Hannah, all the rest of you up there. And speak the car that's with Amanda as well for me and give them happy Christmas. So
we'll do it.
Listen, we're going.
And here, Rory, as soon as it's safe, let's do the podcast in the bar, Chuck McCann, eh?
Yes, definitely, mate. Yes, we'll have to arrange it. So listen, mate, I'm going to play Gallipoli here for you, because I know when you were on, it was your dad's song, but I couldn't get hold of the Irish Brigade version. I had it before, but I can't find it on YouTube, so I'm going to do the Panger Band version, okay? I hope that's okay with you.
Mate.
So listen,
appreciate that. Super,
this is
big man.
For Frankie, okay, mate? This is a bit of Gallipoli. Mate, Fred, cheers.
Okay.
Talk to him.
Cheers, God bless. Mona Hoops.
I remember the day, it stands clear in my mind. We stood down at Dunleary to wave you goodbye. Your ma was quietly weeping, there was a tear in my eye, when they sent you to Gallipoli to die. You looked so young as you stood there, a glint in your eye, and you sang rebel songs as the streamers flew high. Your ma turned away, and I heard her sigh, God, you're sailing to Gallipoli to die. You were all that we had, your mommy and me. When you marched head erect, you were proud as could be. And it killed your poor ma, and it slowly killed me, when you were blown to kingdom come on the shores of Gallipoli. We only got the one letter, and we knew right away it said deepest regrets. Your son was bold and he was brave. You were only 18, yet your mommy and I let you go to Gallipoli to die. You were all that we had, your mommy and me. When you marched head erect, you were proud as could be. And it killed your poor ma, and it slowly killed me, when you were blown to kingdom come on the shores of Gallipoli. You fought for the wrong country, you died for the wrong cause, and your ma often said that it was Ireland's great loss. All those fine young men who marched to foreign shores to fight the wars, when the greatest war of all was at home. You were all that we had, your mommy and me. When you marched head erect, you were proud as could be. And it killed your poor ma, and it slowly killed me, when you were blown to kingdom come on the shores of Gallipoli.
Yep, so the Panger Band there, if you folks with Gallipoli. I said there was memory of Frankie McCann Franny's dad there, of course, the legendary Frankie McCann, folks, very, very well known, probably in circles here in Ireland and in Scotland. So, yep, I want especially for you, Frankie. We had, if you want to listen back to Fra's podcast, folks, just go on it's on the SoundCloud. It was with Fra and Davy Gorman. Two of them talk that much shit. It was a 2-part episode I had to do. But yeah, obviously, Fra spoke that day on the podcast about his dad, and he used to listen to their song, the Ice Brigades version, every day when he was out working with his dad in the van doing the plumbing and stuff. So yep, Fra, one's for you, or especially for Frankie. Right, let's see what we have here on YouTube. Another 15 minutes left, folks, for you. Michael Bolton, what is our final Christmas song at the end of the year? I'll let you know, don't worry, Mick, before we finish it up. Right, so he says, yeah, yes, Ro, thanks for keeping us entertained this year, mate. Hope you get back out to the bars soon, mate. So do I, hopefully. Terry Mealy, thanks for all the shows in 2020, Ro. Let's hope the boys can make history today. Looking forward to tuning in next year. Merry Christmas. Yes, mate, same yourself. Phil Donahue, hail from Hayes Boys Celtic Supporters Club in London. And John Boy McElhinney? Albert Kid song, please, Ro. Hail. Right, I'll see if we can fit it in before we finish up our for you, mate. Right, what we're going to do next. Yeah, so actually, we're featuring Emer McLachlan's new album today, folks, Thorn in England's Side. So one song, if you seen my Facebook yesterday, or the podcast page, I mentioned one song. I'll give it a bit of a review. So the song is called Paddy Kelly, the Prey of Dungannon, of course. And who's Paddy Kelly? Paddy Kelly was like the leader of the East Rome Brigade of the IRA. He led the boys on many operations, but most notably into the operation at Lochgall, and we all know what happened there on the day. So Emer has sung this song many times, so she has on the album, she's brought in Paddy's granddaughter, Katie Kelly. So she sort of sings at the start, sings a few verses as well. And she's just a young kid, folks, but fair play to her for coming in and doing this. And Emer has given her high praise since she's going to be taking her space very, very soon on the Rebel scene. So this is the Paddy Kelly, the Prey of Dungannon, featuring granddaughter Katie Kelly with Emer McLachlan from her new album, A Thorn in England's Side, folks. And if this here song doesn't bring a tear to your eye, I don't know what will. Here we go.
Our soldiers and the battles they fought to tear down the rules of the crime. How my eyes fill with tears as it's brought to my ears of those men who will never be forgotten. In Carrickfergus, Paddy Kelly was born at a time of injustice and pain, when his own native home has struggled and fought in the grips of those cold English chains. As he grew to a man, he saw at first hand the plight of his country around him. When those brave Irish soldiers had laid down their lives in the depths of those cold H-block cells, from the teachings and words of the brave Bobby Sands, for his country he took up the fight. When our brave Bobby Sands had given his life to gain Ireland's justice and right, back to his family in his hometown Dungannon, he moved there to start a new life and to take up the reins of his family's long history of rebels against England's might. He rose to the ranks of our bold IRA, his humble beginnings well known. To the officer commanding that mighty brigade, from that great East Tyrol. La 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 la. Informers had tried and it measurably failed to lay down our volunteer load. But with discipline, cool, and calm dedication, our hero would strike one more blow. He trained up our bold volunteers to a man, as his ancestors did long before him. The blood in his veins, it ran just the same, with the longing for old Ireland's freedom. Then in Lochal one day, when our bold IRA went bravely to fight for the freedom, an ambush was laid, with their lives they have paid. Our men fell in action forever. So they let him to rest in old Eden Dark, with the green Tom and Shamrock above him. Warren Keat and his children said one last farewell to a man they had loved so dearly. From a family revered by the brave Thomas Clark, in the days of that great East Rising, came a true Irish son, who from war never run. Paddy Kelly, the pride of Dungannon. Paddy Kelly, the pride of Dungannon. La 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 la. Paddy Kelly, the pride of Dungannon.
There you go, folks. Yep, Paddy Kelly, the pride of Dungannon, from Ian McLaughlin's brand new studio album, A Thorn in England, said that there are songs featuring Paddy Kelly's granddaughter, Katie Kelly. Said, folks, very emotional that song. David Tempest Mitzler on YouTube. Oh my God, beautiful. Janice Henry here. Thanks for all the shout outs during lockdown. We had a busy few weeks, but the oldies still be tuning in. Happy days. 67, Mick, Unreal, Emer and Katie. Brilliant. James Corbett, Provo Santa Claus. Right, let's back the Facebook here then see. We have still good for you. Listen, loads of shares and watch parties today, folks. So many. Maybe just because of the sort of Triona is listening to her, Katie's mummy, so fair play to you. Emer's watching as well, just all saying, totally heartbroken. That song there, it's just, Emer, just, I know you're listening, just the way you sing it, there's so much emotion involved in it there. Just when you explain sort of about what Paddy did and the legendary figure he was, you know, and it's great that songs like this here will always be there, people to listen to and have their names always in memory, so fair play to you. Rosemary Heidman, yep, we heart as well. Right, so folks, we're going to have a few more tunes here. Remember, we're going to finish up for you. So again, thanks to everybody. A few people threw in their tips while that song was on. Thanks very much. Everybody else here, just paypal.me, folks, /DJ Row Show. You want to just do something to help the show out for next year, because we are going to be here. So go try and get a few new mix, condenser mix and stuff to maybe make the sound a bit better. I actually need to get a new laptop as well, probably for the DJing, so that may go towards getting me a new laptop. So we're going to do next. Somebody asked further on YouTube for Albert Kidd. Just go back here and see who it was asked for it. See, where are you? Right, where are you? Right, so for John Boy McElhenney, go to this one here, and this is from Charlie and the Boys. Don't play a lot of Charlie and the Boys on the show, but I actually like this version. So, John Boy, this one's spicy for you. Of course, that's probably the last Celtic song of the afternoon. So again, Celtic playing the Dead Huns, this is from Edinburgh at Hampden. Looking for the quadruple treble, folks. That cannot be underestimated. The quadruple treble this afternoon could be happening for Celtic Neil Lennon's men. Here we go. This is Albert Kidd from Charlie and the Boys. Here we go for you.
'Twas a Saturday in May 1986, the day that the nightmare began. We were odds on to win the league, and Celtic were 6-1. Old Ricky was buzzing, and the tickets were scarce. As champions elect we would be. We had a few drinks and sang a few songs, then headed off to play Dundee. O'clock noon, and the buses arrived in a fleet of 1,000 or more. We promised our friends we would bring back the league, not knowing what lay in store. As our bus made its way up Goggy Road, our new song we sang it with pride. 1 o'clock came and the last bus pulled out. 'Twas a day our lovely team died. The scarves and the banners, they crack in the wind as we tear up the A85. We felt so excited we just had to win. It felt good just being alive. Our buses we left in Tannadice Street as we all crammed into the ground. 3 o'clock came and the whistle was blown. Dens Park was a great wall of sound. The jam tarts attacked and we hit the post. A young lad beside us he faints. Half-time came soon and the scoreline went blank, but Celtic put 4 past the Saints. Oh, surely to God we'll keep Dundee out, and brother, just think if we did, we'd be the champions for the first time in years. But then up stepped Albert Kidd. Scored again, and so did the Celts, and we held our heads in despair. No one believed that we'd lost the league with just 7 minutes to spare. Some of our players fled in dismay and looked for a good place to hide. We stood around, helpless, confused, the day our lovely team died. So eerie today, your sorrow can know no relief. The nightmare you caused is still with us today, from Tynecastle right down to Leith. The souvenirs gather, we all left behind. Our programs and tickets are gone. The air speaks of death and silence, but the name Albert Kidd lingers on.
Yeah, it's an Albert Kidd there for you folks from Charlie and the Boys. This is Rebel Sundays. Well, that was Rebel Sundays. Thank you so much for everyone who's tuned in, folks, over the past year, to all the Sunday shows, to all the live Wednesday shows. It's been great. The comments, the shares, it's been absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to actually put a list up on Facebook maybe this evening of all the guests who have had on the show, just so, because I don't forget no one out. I want to get them all on so you all know how many guests we've had on. I mean, the podcast this year, folks, for me, should have been, like, we started off with Cruncher, doing my first audio podcast of the year. Then we had John Garrity in, and literally after that happened in February, COVID hit, and it's just been a complete shit show. Normally I have 15, 16 audio podcasts recorded throughout the year, one a month, sometimes 2. and this year I've been able to do one with Martin Higgins when it sort of slowed down a bit, and that's it. So I'm hoping next year. I mean, but then again, the whole thing has brought about the live Rebel Sundays. If I hadn't had COVID, we wouldn't be here doing this here. I'd probably be out doing gigs, doing christenings, whatever. So that's maybe the only the good thing that came out of COVID for me anyway, and for all illusions, because the amount of fans I've got on the page, the amount of followers, the amount of likes, new friends have come on, and the comments every week, folks, have just been phenomenal. I mean, the support I've had in this show, I can't thank you all enough. So before we shoot off on YouTube here, we have Joseph Pearce. What a tune. Up East Tyrone Brigade, definitely. Hugh O'Neill, Michael Bolton, Hugh O'Neill, same to you, all your family. Harry, Merry Christmas to all the Rebs who listen to the show. Yes, Hugh. And on Facebook, we have James Williams, Merry Christmas. And we have Rosemary Hedman, another new friend there. Terry McGahey is watching as well. Richard, folks, I'm going to finish up. And again, if you can throw something into the wee tip jar, it would be much appreciated. Hope you've enjoyed the shows throughout the year. We're going to be back. It's our very last one of 2020. We'll be back in 2021. Don't you worry. Just check out the Facebook, check out the Twitter, check out the Instagram, and you will see when we're back on again, because we're very, very active on social media. So if you can throw something into the tip jar, folks, please do. So it's paypal.me/DJ Rose Show on PayPal, and it'll be much, much appreciated. Thank you all. Again, to all the dubs, I'm so sorry yesterday for winding us up, but listen, as an Antrim man, an Antrim GA man, we'll have to wind up the dubs at every opportunity, you know. That's just the way it goes. So Michael Bolton said, what Christmas song we're going to finish off the year with? Has to be this one. Best Christmas song of all time. The Pogues, Kirsty MacColl. Here we go. It's the Fairy Tale New York, folks. And I will see us all next year, 2021. Hope you have a good one for myself, Ro, all the family here. Thank you very much. Chucky Arla.
It was Christmas Eve, babe, in the drunk tank. An old man said to me, won't see another one. And then he sang a song, the rare old mountain tune. I turned my face away and dreamed about you. Got on a lucky one, came in 18 to 1. I've got a feeling this year's for me and you. So happy Christmas, I love you, baby. I can see a better time when all our dreams come true.
They got cars big as bars, they got rivers of gold, but the windows right through you, it's no place for the old. When you first took my hand on a cold Christmas Eve, you promised me Broadway was waiting for me. You were handsome,
You were pretty queen of New York City. When the band finished playing, they held out for more.
Sinatra was swinging, all the drunk folk were singing. We kissed on a corner, then danced through the night. The boys of the NYPD choir were singing Go Away Babe, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day.
You're an old slut and junk lying there almost dead on a dripping that bed.
You scumbag, you maggot, you cheap lousy faggot. Happy Christmas, you're ours, I pray God it's our love.
The boys of the NYPD choir still singing Go Away Babe, and the bells are ringing out for Christmas Day. Could have been someone.
Well, so could anyone. You took my dreams from me when I first found you.
I kept them with me, babe. I put them with my own.
can't make it all alone. I built my dreams around you.
The boys of the NYPD chorus are singing Go Away Babe,
And the bells are ringing out for Christmas Day.
You have been listening to Rebel podcast of Rory Carton. To listen to this and past episodes again, and to also check out future episodes, keep an eye on our official SoundCloud page. We are also available on all social media outlets. Just search Rebel podcast. Bhí si bh géisteach an sin leis an fád cruúlaí Rebel le Rory McCarson. Le héisteach le seo agus hir hagran a ríis, agus na hagran atá le teach, caisúil ar siúificail sugin ar SoundCloud, agus táid ar fáil ar gach cinneal ardan ar na main húisiilta. Ní mór ditch ach fád cruúlaí Rebel a curda.